Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV. Good morning, everyone, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Follow the Brand. We have become a world-renowned podcast show, and that's because of our audience and the guests that we bring to the table. And today, we're going to have the CEO of CourMed, Derrick Miles. I met him a few years ago when he was really ramping up on his particular technology. We're in our technology innovation series, and I thought he would be a great guest to talk to my audience of healthcare and information technology people and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs that are out there. First of all, know what it takes to run a business, know what it takes to get a business financed, understand what it takes to get into the field and grow your business and really stick to your vision. So I'd like to bring Derrick up, introduce yourself. We're going to have a good conversation. Go ahead, Derrick.
Hey, first of all, Grant, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my heart with your audience. I'm a former hospital administrator by training, spent 15 years in some of the nation's largest academic medical centers, went to the #1 program in health administration, University of Alabama at Birmingham. I'm originally from the state of Florida, so when I graduated, I had an opportunity to work for Shands at the University of Florida. Within 6 months, I learned a great deal from a gentleman who was working in the finance department. And I'll tell a real quick story because it actually is the platform for my learning and my growth as a hospital administrator. And then ultimately to me becoming a CEO of a healthcare tech company. But there was a gentleman, my first week when I was working at Shands, he's working in the finance department, and he saw me all the way down the hall. And we caught eyes together because at that time, there was very few African-American hospital administrator. So I saw someone who looked like me. He saw me, our eyes caught. When I got to his office, he says, "Come in here and sit down and shut up." And I'm like, wait a minute now. Who is this guy? He don't understand. I'm Derrick Miles. I'm the first round draft pick from the #1 program in health administration. And he closed the door and he says, "I've seen hundreds of you come through here and think y'all know how to run a hospital. You don't know crap about running a business. But if you humble yourself, I'll teach you how to run a hospital and you'll have a stellar career." And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, stellar career. I like that. So I developed a relationship with this gentleman. Within 6 months, he had taught me how to do all kinds of pivot tables and Excel and business plans, financial projections. And I got hired to work for the COO 6 months out of my graduate program. And after that, I got an opportunity to run the largest OR in Jacksonville, Florida, turned it around by 36 million in like a year and a half, went back to hospital administration and became a CEO at the age of 31. I left Shands to go work for Universal Health Services out in Texas. And it was the scariest moment of my life because here I am 31. I didn't have, a whole great deal of experience, but they had a reduction in force. And for me to stay in the organization, I had to pick up the specialty hospital. But I was responsibility for physician relations. I had a responsibility for nursing, had a responsibility for HR, community, et cetera, et cetera. So at a very early age, it set the foundation for me becoming a high-level executive. So that's a little bit about my healthcare career. I'll go in a little bit more. I work for Advocate Healthcare in Chicagoland. I also work for WakeMed out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And when I turned 37, 38, I realized that healthcare was just moving a little too slow for my innovative juices. And at the downturn of the economy, I decided that I would leave and become an entrepreneur. And so I set out and started thinking about different ideas to be successful. And I was not successful. I failed several times at the beginning. And it was from those failures that I learned what I needed to do not to fail again. And healthcare traditionally has been 10 years behind what's cutting edge from a technology standpoint. So what I saw that was very popular was crowdsource delivery, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Postmates, you name it. But then when I looked in healthcare, of course, healthcare was behind. They were still using mom and pop couriers for everything. So what we did was took the model for crowdsource delivery and brought it into healthcare, delivering prescriptions, delivering patient specimens, delivering vitamins, at the beginning. And then once we got on the radar, we started making money. McKesson found out about us. Google found out about us. Microsoft found out about us. Amazon found out about us. And then they said to me one day, said, Derrick, you really could be so much more. Would you consider doing healthcare services into homes in addition to prescriptions? And the rest is history.
Well, I tell you, Derrick, you have been one of my, I'm gonna call you one of my heroes. And the reason why I say that, you don't see a lot of people being able to make that pivot. You were at a high level working in the healthcare industry. You really didn't have a reason to jump off of that, go into entrepreneurship. But you had a passion, you had a vision, you saw something, and you wanted to, you could not wait. Like you said, some of these systems are they're in their legacy moments, and it takes a while to adapt, but you were ready to make a move. And I applaud you for that. And as you take a look back, just take a look back, look at your education. You got your education, you were a star student. You got into the field. You got one of the things that everyone talks about. You have to have a mentor, somebody that truly shows you how things work, understanding that healthcare is a business and that how do you get the most out of that business. You were able to do that. And then you went to that entrepreneur world, and you said you had several different challenges as you went into that world, but you stayed the course. You kept moving forward. So if you had to think through that a little bit, if there was one thing you wish you had known before you began your current career, what would you kind of elaborate on?
Well, the thing that I wish I had known and people don't talk about is that failure is part of the success journey. When my favorite TV show is CNBC. When you watch CNBC, they show all these successful people, whether it's Elon Musk you hear about every day with Twitter, or the guy at Amazon, or failure stories after the fact, after they raise billions of dollars. They'll talk about WeWork, they'll talk about Theranos, but during the time that they were really excelling, they never talk about the failures that happened in those startups. I run a startup. You fail more times than you succeed. The stuff that gets on television, you probably had 10 failures before that one that really hit. So when I became an entrepreneur, I had the mindset that there was no such thing as failure. So when I started failing, Grant, I found myself getting really discouraged. I got discouraged to the point where I actually thought about ending my life. And I was fortunate enough to have people in my life who spoke words of encouragement to me. It was a surreal moment for me because the day that I thought about ending my life, Grant, I had 3 of my friends call me just out of the blue. And they all said, hey, I don't know why I'm calling you. I just want to give you a word of encouragement. And at the end of those 3 phone calls, I was encouraged. And I didn't want to end my life anymore. So I had learned that day the power of a word of encouragement. So 2 things I take from that. One, when you set out on your own, failure is a part of it. Be ready. It's going to happen. Number 2, you want to have people in your life who encourage you. If there's people in your life who don't encourage you, cut them off like immediately. And so the foundation of CourMed, when you look at the word CourMed, most people think it's courier med. It is not. In the middle of the word encouragement is COUR. Because of that moment, we are in an encouraging people business. So every day that we're dropping off packages, there's a message on the outside of the package that says be encouraged. When we pay our drivers on Tuesday, At the bottom of their check, it says, be encouraged. So there's thousands of messages that are sent out across America to encourage people, because everyone is going through something. That's what you're praying about. You wish that situation was better. We don't know what that situation is, but a simple word of encouragement can change their life, because a simple word of encouragement changed mine.
Oh, that is so good advice for so many people, especially now in our environment. A lot of people are struggling with just mental health, and you've
Yeah.
got to be able to get that encouragement and to talk to positive people. And then you kind of mentioned branding, your brand. I think as I listen to what you just said, you discovered your brand, and now it's helping you. So I want to get from you, as you just kind of stated, but give me a little bit more context around how your brand has helped to propel your career.
You know what, Grant? I didn't even know what my brand was until someone told me. It was many, many years ago, even when I was a hospital administrator. I just heard a friend, he called me one day, he says, Derrick, the one thing that people constantly say about you, they say you have a great business mind and you're trustworthy. So I've consistently used that throughout my career. So me being a former hospital administrator, we're always coming up with innovative ways that people didn't think that would work, that are working today. Again, there's been failures, but one of the new things that we're doing today is being able to give people the ability to have eye exams in their homes. So what's the difference between CourMed and I would say like a hospital at home company? A hospital at home company is rather acute. What CourMed does is really wellness in healthcare, stuff to keep you out of the hospital before you get to that point. It's for the worried well. You want to make sure that you're okay. That's what CourMed takes out of your worry zone, and we do it in a concierge way. So I was having breakfast with a gentleman on Friday, and he was I guess a high net worth advisor. He was asking me what I did. And he said, I tell her, I can, we do this concierge delivery business all across America. We've even, touched people in different countries like Mexico, Brazil, Switzerland, Australia. And he says, well, let me try your company then, because there's a medication I cannot get. Like, what is it? He gave me the name of it. And I just called two of our pharmacy partners, and he's going to get that medication today. So over the years, what we've done now is we've been able to develop relationships with people. I would say number one, Grant, is because my business mind. I can take a situation that doesn't exist, find a way to I would say bolt onto it and make it an encouraging experience for people. So this guy who has all these high net worth clients across America, like, man, I'm going to recommend your business to anyone who wants anything in healthcare, because I've seen you get it done. This particular medication is supposed to be on back order for months, but because our relationships with doctors and nurses and pharmacists and dentists, you name it, Grant, anything that you used to leave your home for in the past, you actually can stay home and get that service in a concierge way through CourMed today.
Now, let me ask you this about CourMed. I understand, I get a little bit about the business model. Are you utilizing any kind of proprietary technology? Is it an app that people work with? How do they work with CourMed?
Yeah, so we do have proprietary technology, and that's part of the issues when it comes to failures. We failed so many times with tech, Grant. I can't tell you, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on mistakes with tech, but now we got it to a point. I was able to hire a good chief information officer or chief technology officer about 16 months ago, and he's only 24 years old, and he's definitely an A player for us. So I just tell him what we need to do, and his team goes and gets it done. So yes, we have a tech component similar to Uber and Lyft. So if you have, say, for instance, you need a massage and your massage therapist is on the way. You get milestone updates that your masseuse is on the way with an ETA. And at the end of your massage, you can rate that particular healthcare professional. We want to make sure that they do have an opportunity to rate that healthcare professional, again, because we want to make sure that their experience is encouraging. So as more and more people get on the platform, the ones with the highest rating gets the most business. So behind the scenes, we are working on an app for all individuals. Today is primarily concierge. So we have individual concierges who walk our customers through that journey and do it for them. But for us to scale it across the globe, which is a requirement of our investors like Microsoft and Google, it has to be available to everyone throughout the world. And we're working on that right now.
Now you got to talk to me about this financial component, because you've done something that a lot of our entrepreneurs, small business owners really struggle with. And those are those seed rounds, those investments, being able to put together investment thesis, put together, a pitch deck in order to get people on board with your vision. So you've got to be passionate about what you're doing and how you're solving a problem. How did you put together and put that on paper for someone else to buy into your vision?
Well, I'll be honest with you on that, Grant. I really believe in the principle of hiring A players. So once we were able to get a little bit of money, we hired a chief marketing officer. So I don't do it all. I used to put together presentations, and yeah, they worked, but now our presentations are on a totally different level. Our brand and what she's been able to do, she's another A player. I just let her go, and we're able to wow anyone from Microsoft to Google to AT&T, CVS, Walgreens that we're looking at partnering with now. They look at our product and like, hey, this is a mature company, not knowing that we launched in 2018 as a prescription delivery company. So in a nutshell, my management philosophy, similar to when I was a hospital administrator, it was that, it's in the age of knowledge workers. Even though I'm the CEO, I don't have to be the most knowledgeable person in the room. I have to be able to recruit and hire the most knowledgeable people in the room, give them the latitude to do their job, and I get out of the way. So that's the way that we've been able to build the brand and put together the presentations. But when it came to actually selling the brand, Grant, and I'm just going to talk about a piece that I see that's missing a lot of entrepreneurs that are complaining that they can't raise money. You have to be able to sell. So the thing that I've been able to do over the years is to find out what someone's pain point is, put it in a way that is beneficial for them, and go from it that way. So this particular pharmacy that we're working with, we're able to come to the pharmacy and say, hey, I got this high net worth patient. They're paying with cash. They like that, right? So instead of them waiting 3 and 4 weeks to get paid by the government, they get that paid that same day of service. So it gives me a competitive advantage of being able to work with partners because they all get paid the same day. Case in point, say for instance, if a nurse goes out and does a monoclonal antibody, she gets paid that same day. So we have done some strategic moves within the organization that made it really beneficial for people to come and work with CourMed. So now we're just probably going to raise a little bit more money, and then we're going to blitz it all across the world.
I tell you what, I'm finding just listening to you, that you also, not only you're a good salesperson and you understand how your product fits within the ecosystem of healthcare, but you also understand finances, that financial acumen that people need to see. Like, great, I love what you're doing here, Derrick. You're helping people, you're solving some healthcare problems, but how does the money flow? What is that ROI? And you said something I just heard right now that was powerful, because days outstanding, being able to collect money immediately is a big thing for a lot of healthcare organizations. How did you get that understanding around finances?
The 5-star BDM LinkedIn social selling course can help you stand out and attract the right connections and opportunities. We will help you professionally create your profile, provide personalized recommendations for improvement, and help you create and share engaging content to help you showcase your skills and expertise. Our 5-step course makes connecting with industry experts, finding job opportunities and building meaningful relationships easy. Social selling can be an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Our course will help you solve the problems associated with digital networking. If you need help personalizing your outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. If you need help targeting the right prospects, this course is for you. You will improve your social selling with the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling course. Listen to what others have said about 5-star BDM.
Grant, I'll tell you why I'm here, right? I'm here because I love your brand. When we started chatting on LinkedIn, we connected. I checked you out and I go, man, this guy knows what he's talking about.
You were definitely instrumental in helping to shape that knowledge of who I am. Because at first I thought, well, I am an actress. I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a speaker. And so I said, well, I must be a creative communicator. I know that there is a narrative thread here, but you nailed it when you said you are a storyteller. So you brought it all together in this cohesive title.
Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Yeah, so I'll go back to the story that I was telling you. Is a guy by the name of Leonard Allen. So he worked at Shands at the University of Florida. He worked in the finance department. So here I am coming out of graduate school with just didactic coursework, right? No real experience. He just taught me the finance world of healthcare. So here I am, barely 30, and I'm just executing at a much higher level. And because of that, I've been continuing to execute at that level.
Well, I tell you, that's great. Now I got to ask you, what other CEOs or just people of influence do you look up to?
Yes, it's several. I'll tell you a story. So even though when I was, by most people's standards, I was doing fairly well as a hospital administrator, I started reading about other people who were doing much better than me. So there was a gentleman by the name of Robert F. Smith. I was looking up how much he was making. I'm like, whoa, I'm in the wrong industry. So when I looked up Robert, he was worth, billions. And I know I saw one of your podcasts, you mentioned Robert. And I was like, well, he's in enterprise software. I said, okay, so maybe there's an opportunity for me to bring enterprise software into healthcare. And then I tell you, you just don't understand how the world evolves once you start thinking a particular way, because I think everything starts in your mind first. If you think about it in your mind first, it'll come into fruition. So one day, a buddy of mine, his kid was graduating high school, and they were in this Jack and Jill event, and I'm out getting a plate of food, and this guy starts chatting with me. And he says, where are you from? I says, I'm from Tampa Bay, Florida, home of the 2003 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He started giggling. And I said, where are you from? He said, I'm from Denver, Colorado, man. I'm like, what? I said, man, I've been trying to meet this guy from Denver, Colorado for like 5 years. His name is Robert Smith. Do you know him? If you look to the left, you look to the right. Yes, man, Robert's my best friend. We grew up together. I'm like, no way. He said, yeah. I says, I got to meet Robert. He says, well, let's exchange numbers and let's spend some time together, and I'll see what I can do. So after, he came over to our house. He learned that I was also an inventor. Robert Smith is also an inventor, right? So we had that in common. So he made the introduction. So that's how I got a chance to get acquainted to Robert Smith and his team. So right now we have like 3 people, advisors to CourMed, that are part of Robert Smith's group. Then I read a book, The Good Book, by a guy named David Stewart. Now, David Stewart's the CEO of a company called Worldwide Technologies. So again, has to happen in the mind first. So one of my good friends is the president and CEO of Northern Trust Asset Management. His name is Chandron Thomas. And I was just talking with Chandron Thomas one day, and I said, Dave Stewart has this venture capital firm, and believe it or not, it's focused on healthcare. I know he's in the tech space, but he has a VC firm called Kingdom Capital, and he's trying to stand up healthcare companies. He says, Derrick, David's my client. You want to meet him? I'm like, heck yeah. So I get on the plane and I go to St. Louis, and to this day, every month there's a member of Dave Stewart's team that mentors me the fourth Friday of every month. So those are 2 individuals that I've been, fortunate and blessed to get an opportunity to learn from. And the key from those learnings is that you have to own. So the things that I always try to communicate to other individuals, if you want to create generational wealth, you have to own something. And not only own something, has to be a business that works and somebody's willing to buy from you. So the key is to get to the liquidity event. So all you need is one. You get one good liquidity event. You have generational wealth for maybe at least 2 to 3 to 4 generations. Then you put yourself in a position where you're constantly buying and selling companies. And that's what the 1%ers do. And I always try to communicate that, because growing up, people made me feel that you had to be a doctor or a lawyer or engineer, but those careers don't scale, right? So for you to create billions of dollars, you have to have a platform that scales across the world. You have to touch people across the world. Doesn't Amazon touch people across the world? Doesn't Tesla touch people across the world? So being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer does not scale. So you're not going to be able to create that type of generational wealth like Bezos and Elon Musk. But Robert Smith touches people across the world with his enterprise software, and so does David Stewart with Worldwide Technology. So I always like to help people to understand generational wealth is really about owning something that people will buy.
I totally agree with that, man. And you brought that up. There was on one of my I had a TV production. We were talking about that on the Black Business Expo, about the Black billionaires that in the media, you hear about a lot of the entrepreneurs, like almost on a daily basis. And you just mentioned all of them, whether it's a Bezos or Gates or Elon Musk, but we don't know a lot about the Black billionaires who are out there looking for opportunities to invest in. And, the Robert Smiths of the world, the David Stewart. There's also Alan Karp. Alan Karp owns Palantir Technologies. He's also a billionaire. And there's many more. That entrepreneurial space, if you can hit that space and you've got something that touches a lot of people, think of it holistically. What are you putting together, and what do you have that's proprietary that you own, that almost every human being can take advantage of? Now you've got an opportunity, but you own that. It's proprietary intelligence that you've talked about. Right now we're in the information age. So before, you had to have a lot of money, more or less, to create that wealth that you're talking about. Now you just need the right idea. And if you have the right idea that attracts the right people, now you attracted a Robert Smith, you've attracted a David Stewart. They, once you've got into their orbit, and then they saw what you were doing, so they looked behind, what was behind Derrick Miles. They're like, whoa, what's this CourMed? What's he doing here? Hey, this is interesting. And then when you have very successful companies that are investing in you, you got logos like Microsoft or Google and that type of thing. Wow, you're on another level. So now, and you've got to now, how do you mold yourself to be that multi-billion-dollar entrepreneur? And that's a mindset. Because how do you get a mindset like that?
Lovely. Can I go into that? Can I answer that question?
Go right ahead.
It's about the people in your network. So I'll tell you a story. So back in about 2014, I had the pleasure to meet a gentleman by the name of Neelan Youngblood. And again, I told you I was reading a lot, and I read that he was a former physician and he started a private equity firm. So when we moved to Dallas, I was one of the first people I wanted to meet was Neelan Youngblood. And again, because I was thinking about it, I met someone who knew Neelan, and he was one of those. He worked at Texas Teachers, and they had provided money for Neelan to go out and buy different healthcare companies. So he called Neelan and said, "Hey, you got to meet Derrick Miles." So Neelan brings me into his office, and immediately, Grant, as soon as I come into the office, like when I met Kevin Lofton, almost similar story. He says, "Why are you sitting on that side of the couch? You need to be on this side of the couch." He said, "We need you over here." And I didn't understand what he was saying, but what he was saying to me when he saw me walk in the door that day, he realized the talent in me before I even opened my mouth. And as I started talking, telling him about my career, and like I told you, becoming a CEO at 31, I have 2 patents. And he just sat back and he says, "Derrick, I don't want you ever to work in a hospital again." Just real calm. He says, "You need to own your own hospitals." And I just sat back. I'm like, oh my goodness. I had never thought that big until I met Neelan Youngblood. I'm sitting in his couch, and he said to me, "Derrick, your responsibility in life is to provide the best opportunity for your family. And the best way to provide opportunities for your family is to do different deals. You need to be doing deals. Don't go work in hospitals. Do deals." And he says, to have juice in this country, you need $100 million. So you need to go and create a company that has a value of $100 million, and you come back and talk to me.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund. With so much noise on social media, it can be challenging to cut through the clutter and get your message in front of the right people. Our course will personalize your messaging using our targeting tools and research. You can identify and reach the right prospects. You will improve your social selling with the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling course. Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
What a challenge.
Real talk. $100 million seems like an impossible journey, but yet he looked at you and saw you are $100 million person.
He did.
Because of your intelligence, because of your experience, your intelligence, your drive, and your value. I think that is awesome. So think of me right now that I am a multi-billionaire, and I'm looking at you. You're in my office, and I'm asking you this question. How do you see the healthcare IT industry changing in 2 years, and how do you see yourself creating that change?
We're doing it already, Grant. So I do a lot of research. Again, I was reading. So one of the areas that we work in is infusion pharmacies. And the research I was reading, I was coming back from the plane on Miami. I'm between Dallas and Miami constantly. And it says 80% of individuals 50 and older rather have their health care at home. So, we've been doing this for the last 4 years. So we're continuing to add different opportunities for people to be at home. I just got back from Miami. I spoke at Emerge Americas. One of the technologies that we're working on with Microsoft is to actually take the telehealth visit to the next level, bring it into the metaverse. So the beautiful thing about having an investor like Microsoft, not only do they put money into CourMed, but they give us access to new tech. And because they're larger, they're not as nimble as CourMed. They say, hey, CourMed, go try this out. Find out what the pain points are for us. And if you like it, you get the first one to launch it. So we're in the process of probably launching the first telehealth visit in the metaverse so that your physician, your nurse practitioner can actually show you through the goggles your heart or your liver that's impacted. Totally different level. And as I mentioned before, I'm really excited about doing eye exams in the comfort of your home. So instead of you wasting several hours to go to the optometrist or the ophthalmologist to sit down at some clunky machine, you can have one of the techs come into comfort of your home. And I did it last week at Emerge America. 10 minutes, my eye exam was done. I saw my results, a PDF printout. I'm like, man, I would pay for this all day. So we're constantly looking for new innovations to take into people's homes, condos, luxury hotels. In addition to Microsoft and Google, we also have a number of luxury hotels we work with, like the Edition in Miami Beach, like Lowe's, high-end condos like Fendi, Chateau, residencies. And we're looking to continue to grow that model. But just think of anything that you used to have to leave your house for in the past. CourMed is looking for the innovation to partner with, so you can stay at home, stay in your condo, whether you're a luxury hotel, we can take care of it for you.
Are you looking to improve your LinkedIn profile and reach a wider audience? Social selling is an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Some common problems we saw with social selling include lack of visibility. If your profile is not optimized or you're not actively participating in groups or sharing content, it can be difficult to get noticed on LinkedIn. Number 2, lack of personalization. Some businesses struggle with personalizing their outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. Also, difficulty targeting the right prospects. It can be difficult to identify and target the right prospects on social media, especially if you don't have access to robust targeting tools. And number 4, outdated content. If your LinkedIn profile or content is not up to date, it can give the impression that you're not actively engaged on the platform or that your skills and experience are not current. And lastly, poor quality content and not leveraging video and picture to convey ideas. To solve these problems, the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling Video course. Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
I tell you, I am encouraged, Derrick, because you just brought up a platform. And as a billionaire investor that I am, when you start talking about metaverse and understanding, my understanding is this will be the next leap as a platform and technology for humankind because of its immersive component, and that you can do so many more things. You collapse that window of time and space into an experience that you can now have, right? And that's beneficial for you in a much shorter window. So that older model that you just talked about, being in the healthcare model, getting in your car, driving somewhere, some doctor sees you for like 15 minutes, and you just wasted 2 hours of your time. You're like, man, no, I can't waste 2 hours of my time. I need to be seen immediately. But you want a immersive experience. You want to know that you are dealing with a human being, not just a bot, not two out. You just want to be able to collapse that window of time that I can talk directly to you. You're an expert, and you can see immediately what's going on, and boom, I'm being taken care of. I'm being seen, and I'm working for it. And then you have all these other opportunities behind you. So yes, we can have another conversation around how CourMed is going into that, from that 2D to that 3D immersive experience, and making things even more better, especially for this older generation. So this is the point of time in my show that I always like to unplug, because I want to give you the mic. I want you to speak directly to my audience and tell us what you would like, of all the things that you've already talked about. Leave us something that is passionate for you, that you definitely want us to know about.
Easy question for me, because at the end of the day, I believe, Grant, that the reason I'm on this earth is to be the person to help people understand the power of encouragement. As I talked about CourMed, but at the end of the day, who I am, we're in the business of encouraging people, right? Unfortunately, I talk about this sometimes. Do you remember Kate Spade? Kate Spade, very well, selling product all over the world. Her spirit got discouraged. She committed suicide. Anthony Bourdain is world famous chef, traveling all over the world, eating some of the best food, chronicled on CNN. His spirit got discouraged, committed suicide. There was a young lady, beautiful. I think it was Chelsea. I think I'm messing her name up, but beautiful African-American, won Miss America, became a lawyer, corresponded on like Entertainment Tonight. Her spirit got discouraged. She committed suicide, jumped off a high rise on the west side of New York. So the thing about the human spirit, and my favorite book says that we need to encourage each other daily. The human spirit needs to be encouraged. So I've taken it upon myself, even through my business, to give out words of encouragement. And the day that I die and people come to my wake or my funeral, whatever, they're like, Derrick Miles was a person who helped us understand the power of a word of encouragement. So be encouraged today. And if there's anything that I can do, and I always think of CourMed, if you want, encouraging experience, concierge experience with healthcare, you call 833-CourMed. We'll take care of you.
Oh man, great words of advice. We all need encouragement every single day, getting that confidence to move forward, understanding that you are not alone. You are not alone. You're not alone in your problems. You're not alone in your challenges, and what you need to do on everybody on a daily basis to survive in this world. So understanding that, and then coming together as a people and having these good conversations. This has been a great conversation with you, Derrick. And before I let you go, I know you gave us a phone number right now. What is the other best way to get in touch with you?
Yes, 833-CourMed is the best way to get in contact with our team. There is a call tree. You can still get directly to me, and you can get direct to our operations person, our executive administrators, et cetera, et cetera. But if you want to do some research, of course, you can go to CourMed.com, CourMed. And fortunate enough that our technology has been so innovative, where you can just type in Derrick Miles CourMed. There's a lot of information that pops up. So we're pretty encouraged about that too.
Well, this has been a great show. Thank you for just sharing about breakthroughs in what you've done at CourMed, sharing your story, because I have a much better understanding about the business and the problem that you are solving for us. This is wonderful. So thank you for being on Follow the Brand. I encourage the entire audience to tune in to all the episodes of Follow the Brand at www.5starbdm. That's B for brand, D for development, M for masters.com. Thank you very much, Derrick, for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thanks again for having me.
Tune in for our next show or click on our website at www.5starbdm/followthebrandtv. Thank you.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
Mission Possible with Nubia Media by 5-Star BDM. Our mission is to engage engineers, mentors, and other educational resources to enhance our students. Transform with hands-on education that inspires. Create new STEM career paths. Learn cutting-edge science experiences. Lead with a passion for science and math. Tap into the power of collaboration. Explore innovations in STEM learning and teaching by promoting the exchange of ideas among mentors and educators across professions and disciplines. Inspire a passion for science and math in the minds of young engineers of tomorrow by increasing knowledge and interest in science at the elementary school level. Meet the needs of today's student.
So doing that, those types of community technology adoption, that's going to create a workforce. The need is going to educate the Black businesses. It's going to generate opportunities for disenfranchised technologists like me. And it's going to give us a platform to reset our environment.
Visit us online at 5-Star BDM.
If like we can actually program our kids to go out and kill another Black man because they heard it on the lyrics, we can actually program to go up and hug a Black man and compliment him on his shoes, what he's wearing, and just realize that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, my brother.
Yeah.
And just portray that in a whole attractive entertainment, art. Grant, that is my mission.
know your worth and your value, right? And take pride in that, you know, everything that you are is valuable, no matter what you may be presented with, no matter what the outside world may try and tell you. Know your worth in your value, right? And there's pride in the color of your skin, your culture, your hair, everything about you, and take pride in that and walk in that. Because I think the biggest thing, when we start to shift the way we see ourselves and project that out, it just starts to change the way you see things that are happening in front of you.
I started Gateway Healthcare Solutions to help medical facilities to improve their financial performance. GHS has a healthcare denial prevention strategist practice designed to improve healthcare financial services, offering denial management and business development with a strategic approach of mechanisms for hospitals, clinics, and providers on how to maximize payer contractual agreements.
We are a growing firm with a demonstrated record of success with our client projects by leveraging our wide-ranging skills and expertise to assist with delivering high-quality services such as denial management, revenue cycle management, strategy consulting, management training, medical software, and contract management. Our approach offers an analysis of your current state coupled with a proven solution and execute with a process improvement strategy and implementation methodology for our clients.
GSS develops an understanding of its customers' problems by identifying, assessing, and tailoring the services to suit the business needs. Selecting the right healthcare solutions advisor can bring you the management services you need and peace of mind you deserve.
Call us today for a free consultation.
Great question, Grant. As I mentioned before, one of the things, primary reason why I came into healthcare is because I want to help others. And then hopefully that's, a testament for most people coming into healthcare. I always say you can make a lot more money doing a lot of other things outside of healthcare with a lot less stress, but we decide to show up every single day. And so, my brand has always been about helping others and kind of connecting with people.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius.